In today's video, we're going to take a look at some welding tips for beginners. Let's get right into it. Play with the puddle. The key to welding is creating a puddle in which to melt the filler material. Practice leading the puddle without trying to join metals. Waiting too long in one place can start to burn a hole through your base metal or get your welder stuck. The speed you travel and the distance you maintain between the rod and the base are crucial. Too close and the rod will stick, but too far and it will splatter or disconnect the arc. Likewise, traveling too fast or too slow will fail to consume the filler material at the appropriate rate, resulting in an inconsistent, weak weld. Store filler rods in a humidity-controlled environment. Take care of your tools and they will take care of you. TIG welding in particular relies on the purity of the rod and cleanliness of the surface material for creating a strong weld. Many people store their filler rods in capped PVC pipes. For storing different filler rods, some even use different colored caps so that they can always tell which pipe contains which type rod, even if the pipes are moved. Find the right travel speed. The correct travel speed will keep the arc in the leading third of the puddle. Traveling too fast or too slow have different consequences. Welding too slowly will deposit too much material into the puddle, creating a convex weld bead that often lacks proper penetration and appears to be sitting on the surface of the base metal. It also tends to focus the heat into the puddle instead of the base metal, further weakening the weld. Welding too fast creates a thin bead that may undercut the surrounding metal, giving it a concave or recessed shape. It may also create an inconsistent bead as the puddle tries to keep up with the weld. Calibrate amperage and electrode size before welding. Amperage is generally determined by the size and type of electrode you use. Too low of an amperage means more sticking. The arc may also go out or stutter, even when held at the appropriate distance. Too high of an amperage could lead to burn-through and excessive noise. The electrode may char, affecting the effectiveness of the flux, and the puddle could be excessively fluid, making it harder to control and more likely to spatter. Use ergonomic welding solutions. Welding is a physically demanding job, and it's important to use your body correctly to avoid long-term injury. Some ways to increase your comfort are to find stable and comfortable working positions that you can remain in for a while. Use lifts and tables to bring low work to your level, store tools so you can access them easily without having to reach, and lower the shield of your welding helmet by hand instead of with a head jerk. Tensing up can easily lead to muscle strain, so it's important to stay relaxed and take breaks to stretch. How do welding helmets work? Arc welding produces 3 types of light that can damage a welder's eyes: ultraviolet, infrared, and visible. Welders are also at risk of burns from sparks and hot molten metal. A welding helmet is designed to protect a welder's face and eyes from these dangers. The most basic helmets are comprised of a non-flammable face shield that attaches to the welder's head with an adjustable strap. A rectangle is cut out of the shield where a welder's eyes would be. Within this rectangle is a lens covered by a protective screen. What types of welding helmets are there? Over the years, more complex welding helmets have been developed. While these helmets offer more features that can provide greater protection, convenience, and comfort, they also tend to be more expensive. Below are some of the common helmet options available to welders today. Helmet weight. The heavier the welding helmet, the greater the strain you could feel in your neck. If you'll be welding for several hours at a time, a heavy one could be uncomfortable or painful. Welding helmets with plastic shells tend to be lighter. A hood with multiple and/or pivot-style bands can displace the weight of the helmet and secure it better to the head, which is more comfortable. Passive lenses. Also called standard lenses, passive lenses come in one shade. In order to see the work and properly position a welding torch, electrode, or gun, the welder wears the helmet in the up position away from his or her face. Right before striking the arc, the welder snaps his or her neck to flip the helmet into the proper position to shield the face and eyes. Passive lenses have been providing sufficient protection to welders for years, and they tend to cost less than auto-darkening lenses. However, as welders have to flip passive helmets into place, they're not the most ergonomic option and can cause neck pain. Also, if the welder doesn't snap the hood into place at the right time, his or her eyes may be exposed to harmful light. As the name suggests, auto-darkening lenses change shades to fit the welder's needs. When the welder needs to see the work, sensors in the hood lighten the shade of the lens to a lower level. These same sensors detect when the welder strikes the arc and darkens the lens to a higher one, depending on the process. An advantage to auto-darkening lenses is welders don't need to flip the helmet into place once the arc is struck. These types of welding hoods tend to be more comfortable and allow the welder to produce better quality work. However, auto-darkening lenses are often more expensive. Welders who start out working with an auto-darkening hood may find it difficult to weld with a passive one in the future. Additional considerations. Auto-darkening helmets come with various shading and sensor options. Essentially, the more sensors and shades a helmet has, the greater the range of work a welder can perform safely. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please click on the like button and subscribe. For more information on the best welding machine and helmet, please check out the link in the description below.